keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe. And I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a Christmas DIY project with you guys. I'm going to show you step by step how to use a Cricut maker machine to make this beautiful Christmas sign. You could put these signs on your front door. They'd be great on a pantry door. I used one as a tree topper. You could use them as ornaments, and then you could also give them as a gift. If you're wanting to have a girls' night and do a craft together, this would be a great option because you can get tons of these wood boards in a pack on Amazon. So I'll be sure to link everything down below if you guys want to make this sign. I also wanted to mention that today's video is sponsored by Cricut. I cannot wait to show you guys the Cricut maker machine. It is awesome. I've used the Cricut Explore machine for years and years, and I've wanted to upgrade to the maker, and I love it. I can't wait to experiment with it more. But for today's project, we are going to be cutting out some vinyl, and I'll show you step by step how to create the design in Cricut Design Space, and then I will show the process of cutting the vinyl as well as weeding it out and putting it on the sign. So step by step. I know this is a little bit different video for me, but you guys always ask to please make a video showing how to use the Cricut. I know a lot of you have said you've bought the Cricut, but you haven't gotten it out of the box because you're afraid to learn how to use it, and trust me, it is simple. Just get it out and let's get to crafting together. So if you are ready, make sure to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any other Christmas content. I've done so many decorate with me videos already here on my channel. So if you want to see how I decorated my house and also a Christmas home tour, then definitely check out those videos as well. All right, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. I went ahead and pre-painted this board before I started doing this project because I wanted it to fully dry. So I got, I think, 12 of these circle round boards on Amazon. This is perfect for a girls' night. We actually had one here at my house, and that's whenever I made this sign. So I had a couple extra left over, and I thought I would make one for my mom. So that's what we're gonna do today. I've got my white paint. All I did was put some painter's tape down. I stained the board with dark walnut. I will leave the paint and the stain and the boards linked down below. And then to get your vinyl to stick, we're going to put vinyl using the Cricut on this for the words like I did on that sign. We're gonna add words on this with the vinyl, but they didn't stick very well. So I added this clear coat on top, and it is supposed to help it stick. So we're going to see if it actually works. I added a good amount of that sealant to the board, and it's almost dry. So I think we are ready to go ahead and start making our sticker for this. Here is the gorgeous Cricut maker machine. I was so excited to get this in the mail, so I'll just open it up and it is ready to go. I've got it plugged in over there, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. And then it also comes with a cord that you can put into your computer. So I'm gonna get that set up as well while it calibrates. For all of these projects today, you're going to need a Cricut standard grip mat, some scissors, the weeder pick, and then this little tool will help put on the vinyl to the signs. You'll also need some transfer tape, some vinyl, and then I also have some heat transfer vinyl for the shirt we're gonna be making. So those are the supplies that you will need for all of these projects. Now we're gonna get into Cricut Design Space, and we're going to make our template. So I think for this sign, I'm going to have it say Merry Christmas. So I'm going to add a new text box, and I'm going to write Merry, and I think I'm gonna do this in all caps. Okay. You're going to bring it to the top there, and then you can change the font whichever one you would like. I'm gonna use one that kind of looks like the Ray Dunn font. So in order to know how big I need this one to be, I'm gonna go grab the board and we'll measure. Okay, so I'm going to have Mary right here and then Christmas right here. So I'm gonna measure the length of the board right here to see how big the Christmas needs to be, and then I will go and see how big that little piece that says Mary will be right there. And I think I'm gonna do this one black and white, and I've got some really fun beads for the handle that will match. Okay, so I'm thinking like a little over an inch for the Mary height, and then probably about no more than 4 inches. That's about where we're at now. If I go any wider, it's going to make the words shorter. Now, if you want, you can unlock it and just bring it down a little bit. I think that looks pretty good. Now, we can add the Christmas. For this one, I think I want more of a cursive font. Okay, so the font for the Mary is Paper Flowers. I kind of like this one because it's a little bit thicker of letters, and I think that will be better whenever we're reading it all out. So I'm gonna go ahead and place these together. You can space them out however you would like. Okay, I think that's good. Now that they are all together, we're going to grab them all and group them. That way we can make it as big or small as we want it, and they are all attached. So I'm gonna go ahead now and measure the strip on the wood that the Christmas is gonna go on, and we'll see how big it needs to be. Okay, so here's the start, and it looks like it's almost to 11 inches. That is in the middle though, so let's see. I'd say if we stayed under 10 inches, we would be all right. 10 and 4, so I need to go bring this back just a little bit. Make sure we're all the way to the corner, and we are. And then that's right at 3 inches. So what you can do is unlock the pattern, and now you can adjust how large you want the dimensions to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 10 by 3, and there it is. It's a little bit taller, and I think it'll fill the sign better. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the color on this one. That way we have 2 separate cuts, and I'll know which one needs to be black and which one needs to be white. All right, so here's our image. We're gonna go ahead and make it, and it'll show how much vinyl we need to have on here. I know that's kind of hard to see because it's black on black, but we need about 4 inches by 2 inches of black vinyl. I'm gonna take this protective film off of this because it's still sticky. It's almost needing replaced, but it's still got a little bit of time left on it. I'm gonna grab my black vinyl, and I'm gonna cut off the piece that is 4 inches by 2 inches, and I always like to go a little bit larger. That way I know it's for sure gonna be enough and I won't have to make another cut. Okay, now we're going to place it on the mat exactly where it showed us in Cricut Design Space. So we have 2 inches by 4 inches on our mat, and you can see we actually went to 6 and 3, so we've got plenty of space. And now I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue on the computer, and it will hook up to the Cricut Maker. All right, after I press continue, it asks me what kind of vinyl I'm using. I'm using regular vinyl, and now I'm going to take the mat over to the Cricut and load it in. Okay, the machine is flashing, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the mat into the Cricut, and I'm going to load it in by pressing this button. Now that it's loaded, the Cricut button is now flashing. I can press it and it will make the cuts. And now it works its magic. Now this is flashing, so it's ready to unload. And there we go. It has made the cuts. I don't know if you guys can tell. There we go. But it says Mary. So we'll go ahead and take this one out and get ready for the next cut. All right, now we're gonna go make this cut, and I forgot to weld these together. So what we're gonna do is go back to our design. We're going to bring this down. I'm going to weld it. Now all of the letters will be like this whenever we go to make it. And I'm gonna hit on the second design since we've already done the first. And now this looks much better. So we're gonna cut out a piece of vinyl that is probably about 12 inches wide, just to have some wiggle room, and then at least 4 inches in height. Okay, our vinyl is on the mat and it's ready to go. So I'm gonna hit continue and we will load our mat. And it's flashing, so now it's time to cut. All right, now it's good to go. We're gonna unload the mat, take it over here, and you guys can see the cuts. So you can kind of tell right here, we've got Christmas all spelled out. It looks good. Now we'll go ahead over there and weed it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off of the mat. And I've got my 2 logos. We've got a little bit of extra vinyl, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out so we can save it for a future project. Okay, and same with this one. So here are our designs. Now we're going to weed them out. So I like to use this weeder pick tool, and I always just start with the corner and then peel up that vinyl. You can see the letters come and it peels right off. And there are your words. So now there's a couple pieces left in the R's. I'm going to use the pick to just kind of get underneath them slightly, just enough where I can get it out. Okay, Mary is all good to go. Now we're going to weed out Christmas. There we go. So we've got our Mary and our Christmas. Now we're going to grab the sign and we're gonna get some transfer tape so we can put these designs right on the board. And I think it's gonna look so cute. We're gonna get our transfer tape now. I'm going to get a piece just big enough for our Christmas saying, and then I will reuse it for the Mary. Okay, so there's our piece of transfer tape. I'm just going to place it directly on the Christmas and it will stick to it. Then I'm going to take this little scraper and we're going to make the letters stick to the tape. There's honestly so many projects you could do with a Cricut machine. You could make gifts for people. You could do signs like this. The possibilities are endless. Okay, you might have to work it some more, but hopefully it will all come off onto the transfer tape. And it looks like it is, so yay. So now we're gonna grab the board and pray that that sealer worked and that it sticks on the board easier than it did the other night. So this is kind of the tricky part. You're gonna place the sticker on the board and try to get it as centered and straight as possible. Once the sticker's on, you're gonna take that scraper again and press down. That way the stickers will now stick to the board. Okay, and you can test it and see if it's sticking by pulling back on the transfer tape. And it looks like it's sticking so much better than it did the other night. Oh my goodness, you guys. If you make these signs, you have got to get that sealer. I'll link it below. Yay! It was such a struggle the other night. It did not want to stick, but that sealer works magic, and it's clear, so you don't even see it. So, okay, now we're going to add the Mary right over here. That one's wanting to stick just a tad. So you can kind of guide it off if you need to. Okay. It did peel off a little bit of the paint, but you can't really tell. So I'm glad it worked, but that could have been really bad. I'm not sure why it pulled the paint up, but anyways, here is the sign and the words. I love it. So now we're going to dress it up. We're going to add the wood bead hanger. We're going to add some greenery to the top of this. I got a wooden bead garland from Walmart. This was $5.98 for this big strand of beads. They're black and white. I think they're so pretty. And then they also had at Walmart these picks that I thought were beautiful. So I got 2 of these and they were 98 cents a piece. I love the little black berries on them, and they have a little bit of a frosted effect. So I got 2 of these. I'm gonna go ahead and take the tags off of those. And then we are going to add these to the top of our sign. So I'm gonna place them together kind of like that. And you can bend these, or they have a little bit of give to them. And then we can hot glue them to the board. But to make them stay together, I'm gonna get a little bit of twine and just secure them really nicely together. And we'll put something in the middle, so don't worry about that too much, about it showing. We'll cover it in just a little bit. I'm also going to secure the ends because they're a little bit flimsy as well. So I'm just going to tie a couple more pieces of jute to make sure that it is all nice and secure. Okay, so here's what it looks like now. I have 3 little ties on there and it is nice and secure. Then I'm gonna take my hot glue gun and I'm going to put some glue directly on the board. Then you're going to put that branch directly on the glue and press down. Now to hide that little middle mark, I got some of these mini ornaments from Walmart. They were $1.98 and they're kind of like that metal cutout. So I'll choose one of these, probably the snowflake, and we'll add that to the middle. And that kind of hides that empty space. There you go. Now we'll make the hanger that you can actually hang on the door. I don't recommend making this very big. You just want it to be enough where you can tie the ends and also have a little bit of some hanging room to hang your sign. So I'm gonna get the piece of jute, I'm gonna tie it on one side, and I'm going to do a double knot because these beads have a pretty wide opening. And if that's still not big enough, you can always put a little bit of hot glue at the end and let it dry. That way it's not going anywhere. Okay, while that dries, I'm going to move my board and I'm going to get my beads ready. So I like the alternating pattern of these, and I'm going to continue that on. So I'm just going to take these beads and we'll start putting them directly onto the string. Okay, once you have all the beads on there, you're going to tie another knot at the end, and then you'll see, you know, if that's as many beads as you want for your little hanger. Okay, flip your board over and then see where your beads will fall, and then you will just glue down once you've got the middle figured out, and there you go. So let's go hang this on the pantry door and see how it looks. Okay, here it is up on the pantry door. Oh my goodness, I think it's so cute. So you could do so many different variations of these signs, but I just think they're so pretty. So really, really like these. I did notice though that This piece of greenery had a lot more than this one, but I think that's what makes it unique. You could also take some off and put them on the other side if you wanted it to be even, if it bothered you, but I don't think it looks bad at all. And I love the way that the white pops against that wood stain. So this would be a great little gift idea if you wanted to give someone like an early Christmas present, and it would be cute on front doors as well, and it's not heavy at all. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed making this sign with me. You could do so many different color variations. You could paint it green, red, you could do different colors of vinyl, you could do something else for the top. I mean, really, the possibilities are endless. So hopefully it gives you some inspiration to have a girls' night with your friends and make these signs together. You could also go to Home Depot and get a large wooden sign. If you wanted to make a big one, you could do anything with the Cricut Maker machine. I love that thing. Let me know if you guys love Cricut as well. It is my go-to machine for all of my crafting and DIY projects. Thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Make sure to like it if you did, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.